Alright, we're gonna get started. We're back, we're live again. Crypto market's moving today. Talk about that a little bit here on this stream. Some interesting stuff to bring up. Green Day. It's like days like this make people say we're back. Yo, we're back, we're back. How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling today? Let me know if you guys can hear me good in the chat real quick before we get started. And yo, crypto moving today. This is insane. So since Jane Street was sued 2 days ago, the 10 a.m. manipulation has stopped. Bitcoin's up 10%. In the last 24 hours, what's it up? Like 7%. Bitcoin's up 10%, adding 120 billion to its market cap, and the Bitcoin weekly candle has turned green after 5 consecutive red candles. So crypto market cap nearly added 200 billion over the same period. And Jane Street gets sued by Terraform. No 10 a.m. dump. No 10 a.m. dump. Some people are starting to notice this. This is a big topic today going around on basically x.com. Right now I'm on x.com. I follow a couple of accounts that might post information like this, right? This is how you kind of stay informed with different pieces of information that might not circulate on the mainstream news. You know, you might not see this stuff circulate right away on mainstream news. So x.com is always like good place to find information, what people are saying about certain things. So you can see today, like as I scroll here, 4 hours ago today, talking about Jane Street, no 10 a.m. dump. Another person, let's see here. The reason for Bitcoin dumping, maybe one of the reasons. I mean, charts are going to do what the charts does, but a lot of people are saying Bitcoin was suppressed. Maybe Michael Saylor was right. Michael Saylor actually talked about this a little bit ago, saying how they're going to try to suppress Bitcoin. There's a video, I think. Where do I think I? Oh, here, yeah. He might have been right about suppression. Allegedly, 10 a.m. suppression by Jane Street now under scrutiny. Yeah, let's go through some of these things. Gold. Bank of America predicts gold will reach 6,000 within 12 months. That's possible within 12 months. That's very possible. Maybe towards the end of the year. We'll see. Let's go. Where were we? We were here. Reason for Bitcoin dumping has finally been exposed. For months, Bitcoin crashed within the first hours of U.S. market open almost daily. So yeah, if you noticed, this is what was right here. Let's find it. Here we go. Almost like every day. I don't know if you guys are aware of this or remember us. I remember we talked about this for a bit, but we're always focused on gold. I mean, there's always been these 10 a.m. dumps for months. 10 a.m. meant one thing. The Jane Street dump. Yesterday got hit with an insider. Yesterday they got hit with an insider trading lawsuit. Today, 10 a.m. Bitcoin rips higher instead. Coincidence, or did the game just change? Yeah, like there's a lot of people, a lot of different headlines, a lot of different outlooks on this. What people are saying. So this right here. For months, Bitcoin crashed within the first hours of U.S. market open. The pattern triggered liquidations and capped rallies during high-volume sessions. Very true. If you would notice, there would be mornings where Bitcoin would be pumping, and then that rally would just end. Boom, done. We've had that. That 10 a.m. has been constant. I mean, market has been in a big correction, a big bear market, so it's like... But these people got hit with a lawsuit. Like, they're getting sued for insider trading. I think the SEC is going to look into this as well. Traders began speculating a sophisticated seller was systematically suppressing price. This week, a lawsuit accusing Jane Street of insider trading during the Terra collapse reignited scrutiny. Notably, the usual 10 a.m. dump failed to appear. Luna collapse. So apparently lawsuit alleges Jane Street Group used insider info from Terraform, to front run trades. Even during the Luna collapse. The Luna, if anybody remembers the Luna collapse. Terra. There's a filing against Jane Street for alleged market manipulation, crypto, and options has traders buzzing. There noted that the 10 a.m. daily liquidation dumps paused immediately after the lawsuit went public, fueling speculation of a cease and desist effect. Lawsuit claims Jane Street used sophisticated algorithms and insider level order flow data to front run retail liquidations. Analysts tie this to the so-called Digit 10 pattern. Major event like the Luna crash on May 10th, 2022. $40 billion wipeout, and then the $19 billion liquidation on October 10th, 2025. And the reoccurring 10 a.m. dumps daily, dubbed the Jane window. And this is from the bull theory. And then maybe another reason why we're getting some recovery too. President Trump just confirmed Clarity Act is ready. U.S. crypto market bill will be signed before March 1st. We can look at this. I seen this 7 hours ago. I mean, gold has gold. Any market has manipulation, but look at what's going on with this. Yeah, so for months we've been seeing literally the 10 a.m. dumps. There's a lot about it. Look, Jane Street deletes all their tweets. The hedge fund always close ranks when financial industrial complex is under pressure. They sell you leverage. They liquidate you on margin. Paper claims they're not sovereign money. This isn't new. I've watched this play out before. Don't collateralize your Bitcoin. Don't get nicked. Yeah, they like Jane Street. Yeah, look at their Twitter. Deleted all their tweets. The 10 a.m. drop. How Jane Street broke Bitcoin's price. The price of Bitcoin. There's people claiming you could look into it. A lot of different things. Maybe watch some try to watch some podcasts out there. Michael Saylor was talking about it, about suppression. Nvidia stock surged above $200 a share after recorded quarterly revenue. Nvidia, big pump today. Stock market added a lot of money today. Crypto market added money. So yeah, crypto since Jane Street got sued. 10 a.m. manipulation stopped. Bitcoin pumped $7,000, up 10%. ETH exploded. High caps like DOT are up 25%. Altcoins 30%. 500 million in shorts liquidated. Crypto market added 200 billion. They were effing us the whole time. Yeah, everyone's posting about this. Sources confirm. Sources, whatever the sources are. This is a parody account, so. Sources confirm the SEC has launched a formal investigation into Jane Street over alleged manipulative trading practices in U.S. equities and crypto-linked products. There's those 10 a.m. slams. And today is just a massive move. They got sued 2 days ago. And since then, look how markets have been moving. Interesting. So Jane Street accused of insider trading that collapsed Luna. Huh. You don't say. That was crazy times. 2022. Man. See what this says. Let's read this. Let's read a little bit of this. USD pegs, which creates a domino effect that destroys the FTX and crashes the entire crypto market. This is back in the Luna days. Yeah, this is back in 2022 what they're talking about here. Suddenly BlackRock turns bullish and files an application for spot ETF. Yep, we know about all this. October 10th, 2025. Oh man, there's been like May in 2022, May 10th was a crazy day. We've seen one of the worst liquidation events in crypto history due to stable depegging on Binance. 19 billion was wiped out in 24 hours. And that created a cascade effect. Bitcoin drops 50% in 5 months. Do you guys know who the major market maker for BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF and helps facilitate trading, liquidity, and redemption? Funny enough, it's Jane Street. So this person's saying, quick question, do you guys know who is the major market maker for BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF and helps facilitate trading, liquidity, and share creation / redemption for IBIT? Funny enough, it's Jane Street. Maybe it's a coincidence they're at the center of both the last 2 crypto crashes. The Luna crash was insane. 2022. There's people who lost like the same, like what you saw on October 10th. Oh yeah, there's more. We got more about this. This is absolutely insane. So yeah, May 10th. Luna crashes from 40 billion to 0. Now we got 10 a.m. manipulation. Exact time when Bitcoin dumps daily. October 10th, 19 billion liquidated in 24 hours, largest in crypto history. All these events have 2 things in common, the 10-digit and the connection with Jane Street. Yesterday, Jane, as we know, was sued for manipulation. Somehow, for the first time in 2 months, the 10 a.m. dump didn't happen. So there is another reason why. I think this is more of a thread. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. Wall Street's moving deeper into crypto. Let's see what he had to say. Let's listen to this real quick. Maybe some of you guys haven't seen this. Let's start this. I'll put it on I'll make it faster.
There's a third place you can get credit. And the third place is you go to a crypto exchange or an OTC exchange, and they'll oftentimes give you a loan at 4% or 3% or 5% or 2%. I've had people offer me Bitcoin-backed credit at 1% or 0%. What's the catch, Natalie?
Right, that's the question.
There's always the catch is they want me to transfer the Bitcoin to them so they can rehypothecate it.
Right.
So if you have $10 million, you either cannot get a loan from a legitimate bank, or you can get a small loan at a 10% interest rate, or you can get a 3 or 4% loan, but then it gets rehypothecated. So your $10 million of Bitcoin gets sold once, gets sold twice, gets sold 3 times. You might actually create 30 or $40 million worth of selling, because the Bitcoin that you posted that you transferred to the shadow bank or the crypto exchange rehypothecated it 3 times. Okay, so what's holding down the price? I think what holds down the price of the asset is the lack of a fully formed non-rehypothecating credit system, right? And there's a limit to how much you can rehypothecate certain other assets, right? When you post your home as collateral for a mortgage, the bank doesn't turn around and sell the house on your street 10 times. If they did, the price of houses on your street would be lower, right? So I think that the lack of a fully formed banking system holds the price back. The existence of rehypothecation in the crypto economy damps the vol. It works to both sides, right? When people want to get short, they might get short 50x leverage. When they want to get long, they might get long 50x leverage. So right now we're in that bear market where you've got the rehypothecation holding back the price. And I think at some point it reverses itself. We'll just have to wait.
There you go. Let's see how this plays out. See if he's right. I mean, we're still fucking early. If you understood what he said. We're still early. Bitcoin, most oversold it's been. Yeah, it's actually, yeah, Bitcoin is more oversold than ever right now. Or, like just was coming into like these weeks. Just hit one of the most oversold levels we've seen.
Now, there's a third place.
In years. If you understand what he said, should make a lot of sense there. What he said should make a lot of sense. How more money is being created. Like when you're loaning out your crypto, not the best thing to do. It creates more. It can create more sell pressure. Interesting take there. Doesn't mean we're just reversing today. No, but this is today's news in crypto. I mean, what do we got here? Oh, we got JD Vance, some stuff. Oh. And like, more on that. Oh, here we go. Look what Trump even said. Same stuff I got here. Yeah. 8 p.m. So what's up? I'm now seeing the 8 p.m. Everyone's talking about like 8 p.m. now. $8 p.m. dump, 8 p.m. dump, 8 p.m. pump. What's that? Tokyo session? Well, it's a break. Yeah. So, like we already know, they were sued. The 8 p.m. algo is pumping instead of dumping as usual. What? Crypto has been systematically suppressed while gold, silver, and equities went parabolic. With that pressure gone, repricing will happen fast. We'll see. We'll see. I'm in for it. I'm holding cryptos.
Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
Pass the Stop the Insider Trading Act without delay. President of the United States of America. Pass the Stop the Insider Trading Act without delay. There you go. I mean, what a coincidence. Interesting. JD Vance, what did he say to us? What's JD Vance?
The principle is very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they try to rebuild a nuclear weapon, that causes problems for us. And in fact, we've seen evidence that they have tried to do exactly that. So the president sending those negotiators to try to address that problem, as the president has said repeatedly, he wants to address that problem diplomatically, but of course the president has other options as well. On what we need to see from government, the principle is very simple.
Is it going to be a diplomatic? Is it going to be a diplomatic assessment or other options? We don't know. What's good in the chat? What's good in the chat? Where are you guys at? Where are you guys in the chat? We got a lot of people on here. Where are you guys at in the chat? Let's go. I'm going to get off. You guys are boring. I'm out. Peace. I'll see you guys tonight, all right? Where are you guys at in the chat, yo? Sheesh. I'm out, all right? See you next stream. You guys are boring. Jeez, yo. Talking to walls here, I guess. Talking to some walls. What do you guys think? Thoughts, concerns, how you feeling, what you thinking about the markets? Do we recover from here? I mean, look at altcoins today. Damn, Ethereum, like 15% today. What's the top gainers today? I'm holding a good amount of cryptocurrencies. What are the top gainers today? Polkadot. 35%. All right, let's see what the top gainers are. I'm holding some of these coins. I'm holding Polkadot. Polkadot's the top gainer today. I'm holding that coin. It's fucking down bad. I'll tell you that much. If you're wondering how it's going. I mean, today, yeah, it's up 33%, but it's also down a lot. Coins like that, top, like, those are like larger cap altcoins. Like you got a Bitcoin, you got your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your XRP, Solana, you know, Litecoin, stuff that are pretty major, been around for a while. Like bigger names that people know more about, like Bitcoin. Most people know about Bitcoin. Most people know about Ethereum or XRP, Solana. Maybe even something like Litecoin. I think a lot of people have heard about Litecoin. Chainlink. Probably a lot of people have heard about Chainlink. Stuff like that. Cardano, ADA. Polkadot, I don't know, maybe maybe some of you guys have heard of that. So you got coins like that have like been around that have like that big name, but Polkadot would be like more of like a major like a higher cap altcoin, like a bigger cap altcoin, something like that. There's more coin like Uniswap, ICP, Avalanche, some of these. Repricing, when repricing happens, like it can happen quick. That's why I'm holding coins, accumulating when there's big dips. Days when it's really red, accumulating like when there's really cheap prices. Like for instance, Solana just went from 75 to over $90. So it's like when it's like those red days when the market's like really dropping and you're getting those like cheaper prices, those are obviously better times to accumulate. I have things I'm just holding like, but yeah, look at these are the top gainers today. Polkadot 33% last 24 hours. When cryptos move, when repricing happens, cryptos move fast. So there's a lot of coins that moved. Some of these I'm holding: Uniswap, ICP, Avalanche, Chainlink, Pudgy Penguins. I'm holding Pudgy Penguins. Sui, I'm holding Sui. Ondo, I'm holding that. So there's some top gainers today. Some of these coins I'm holding like as altcoins. They're not my biggest holdings right now, but if the market recovers in the next year, the next 6 months to a year, then they could be some good performing coins if hold them out for a bit through that phase. Like this is just the last 24 hours. So whenever price reverses, maybe this year going into like next year for the bigger move, like we're dropping. This is the first time the weekly has turned green in a little while. So for now, it's like this area is acting as, you know, some support for the market. Is it a turning point? It could be something to first look at. Does the market hold, rebound? Whenever Bitcoin gets back in that really parabolic phase or that stronger phase, right, when that begins, that's when these coins will start to really perform. Like you can see in a day, these coins can go up 30, 40%, 20, 30, 40% in a day. A lot of all these, and I'm talking about mainly the coins that exist in the top 100. Let's say top 50 to top 100, right? You don't need to look too far to find good coins, especially right now when 80% of them are at really low, cheap prices or low on the charts. You don't need to look too far out. You could sit in the top 50 and do your research, do your due diligence from there. You could go top 100, right? You'll find some names, right? Like if I click on this, see where it says 24-hour percentage. If I click on that, it'll show me the top gainers for the last 24 hours. So obviously Polkadot. And that's crypto. Like this is just a day, but when Bitcoin has that really strong like up, whenever that happens, again, I'm not here to time the market right now. Like we've talked about, where are you guys at in the chat? Where are you guys at in the chat? How are you guys feeling? Like I said, yo, we're out. I'm out. You know, is Jane Street the cause of this? Is there suppression? Right? Like kind of like he said, where people like get liquidated. Because when you collateralize your crypto, you can get like, there's been so many liquidations. People losing their crypto, all of their crypto. And, you know, someone else gets it. Right? And that could be due to leverage. That could be due to loans, collateralized loans, like he was talking about in that video. And that's where people are losing. That, like, the market has been going for people's liquidations. The market has been going for people's money, right? Liquidations, hunting them. So I think when we look at like cycles, I think like it could be normal to see how the chart has been behaving. Like when we look at the last time Bitcoin dropped back here in a bear market was years ago. So I think for something to take years to happen is healthy for the market. It's normal. It's not like it's overwhelming in the moment. But when you look back at the last bear market Bitcoin had, the last time Bitcoin was actually bearish for similar to how we've been now, was back in 2021, November to 2022. So to consider like that was the last time the market went down like this, years ago, it took years to get that same market. All right, it took years until it happened again. So in a market, I think that's normal. I think that's healthy. Like I don't think something can just go up in a straight line forever, right? Years apart, right? From 2021 was the peak. October 2025 was the peak. Years apart. So whether like a lot of these things are saying suppression, Jane Street, insider trading, manipulation, I think yes, that makes sense because like you could see like how much liquidations are happening, people losing their crypto, people are over leveraged. Yeah, it's a mix of it. But if this didn't happen and the chart was still dropping, like, you know, I think when we look at charts and how charts have moved over time, 2021, I mean, we're 2026 right now. So it took like 4 years almost for the next peak. Three, four, roughly. And, you know, the market went down for an entire year. All right, the market went down for an entire year, exactly a year. 300 and you can see there, I used the date and price range. So if you grab the date and price range tool, you can see exactly how long this was in terms of days, how much percentage it lost from top to bottom. We're going in the same market right now, right? We're in the same market right now. If you look, we're in that phase. I think it's clear. When we take a look at these types of things now, and maybe this gives us some clearance of like, wow, like this has been happening. Holy, there's been pure market manipulation consecutively for months now. And just remember what we read. Remember this. Like, don't forget this. Where is it? One of the things we read. Give me a minute. Let me find it. There it is. Like we've clearly been in this phase, right? We're in that phase. You want to be in for the next phase. Is that going to be perfect picture to time? Probably not. Like the market could go, like we could have worse. We could sit here and be like, this is going to go down to 50K, 40K. But what if it doesn't and things just turn from here? What if it doesn't? And like, you never know what the markets. I'm telling you, I've been in the markets for 11 years. I always keep the worst case. Like I always prepare myself for the worst, right? I always prepare myself for the worst. Markets could obviously go down more. Markets can at times be unpredictable when things seem the worst. That could be when the script flips too, right? Not to be optimistic. How you guys feeling? What are you guys saying? So, the last bear market lasted a year. This one, we've been down now 140 days. All right. The worst case scenario I think Bitcoin would get to would be probably about a year in terms of time down, like before it really reverses and goes into a new phase. It's like it's really clear to see what phase we're in right now. People have been screaming Bitcoin to zero for the last 3 weeks, right? Last 3-4 weeks coming into February, basically people have been screaming Bitcoin to zero. So it's quite evident to see what phase we're currently in the market, right? You got people screaming Bitcoin to zero. I mean, there's people who have been saying that since Bitcoin's creation. If you put $100 in every time Bitcoin was called dead or Bitcoin's going to go to zero, you'd have probably a good amount of change saved up. I think since it was created, or even since like here, if you put money in Bitcoin every time it was said it's going to zero or it's dead, you'd still be up. So you could always prepare yourself for the worst case scenario. Are we going to go down for a year? What price does that reach at the maximum? Now we got the crypto bill, I think, going into order here. So let's look at a few things. Let's take a look at a few other things, because gold, like we know, gold has been going up. And gold's the type of thing that can stall out for a bit. And people have always talked about when will capital rotate from gold to crypto, right? You see it every day. When gold drops, people will be like, gold's dropping, Bitcoin's pumping. Like, when this happened, everyone said, Bitcoin's going to go up now. I mean, it kept going down, right? So, in terms of when is like capital probably going to rotate from gold to Bitcoin, probably in the next 2 to 3 months because of seasonality. And people have been saying it every day that now you don't see people burn out when they say things for so long. I would see charts every day like gold's dropping, Bitcoin's gonna pump. Here we go, it's happening. It's happening. They're selling gold, they're buying Bitcoin. That's probably gonna happen more into April and May, and maybe even after, like April, May, June, gold will probably stall out for a bit unless U.S. attacks Iran. That's a different situation. If the whole USA-Iran situation develops, that could be different. Gold will probably stall out going into like April, May. Maybe stall out, consolidate, kind of back and forth, not just rip up and be as bullish. In there is probably when capital would rotate more. It did last year. I mean, if you look at last year, gold, the first, 2025, New Year, until about April, you can see gold had an extreme phase up. And then April, May, it started to sell off. It's not like it went into a bear market. It stayed kind of it just consolidated for months. Until the end of the summer. Now go look at what Bitcoin did in here. Right? Coming into this, what Bitcoin did. Gold is the type of thing that can just literally stall around, like we kind of just did, like we just stalled around here and we broke out. This could turn into just a whole bigger phase that stalls around as well. If you really look at gold and you kind of like pick some shapes and stuff, like you might see phases and periods of time where it literally just stalls for a while and then explodes for months. It could do that. It's been doing that a lot if you go back test, even on smaller time frames. But yeah, like it might stall around for a bit, like after March, like we're going into March, new month. After March, like if you look at like March, April tend to be bullish months for gold. Tend to be times where it has a positive return, and then after that's done, it tends to go into like a correction or stall out, consolidation. Well, maybe March pushes up into April, and I think like if things are gonna rotate, you need to see like that, like gold, kind of like what it did like last year. This is like Bitcoin started going up a lot here when gold actually like topped out in like April. So I think like if we're gonna get like a local, like if you look at last year, like March going into April made the bottom for the last like big bottom for that parabolic move up, phase up. Well, not super parabolic, but strong phase up where everything went up. That was like March, April, where it created a local bottom last year in March and April. Gold was rallying, but then going into like April, middle of April, gold started to top out, and then gold consolidated. This whole time, Bitcoin rallied up. So like March, April, maybe that's a recovery month. Maybe we're going into like a recovery month, March, April, getting some rebound, getting some recovery. Well, there's phases. Like Bitcoin's in a phase right now that's created extreme fear. One of the most oversold levels, like the way price has reached, because I think this is even older. Where is it? One of the most like oversold levels we've hit. We're getting there. Like we're very, very oversold. It's becoming cheaper at a sense. Getting cheaper. Like it just went from $125,000 to $60,000. March being very oversold, maybe March, April, there's some bounce recoveries on those cryptos. That always could lead to one more big flush out, but this is the phase we're in. You want to be in the next phase. Because like the way you see, like it might, you look at alts today and it's like, good day, they're pumping. But when the next phase, like this is the bearish phase, that next phase, alts move like 40%, 50% a day. In like 3 months, that next phase, in like a matter of months, you could get things moving 5x, 10x. And from these prices, think about it, like some of these things are super low, right? So they have more odds to actually go like 3x, 5x, 5x, 10x, right? And that phase, when it comes around, it doesn't have, like, you could see things pump in months. You can see cryptos just pumping months when that phase comes around. So right now, yeah, it's a bloody phase. It's a scary phase. We've really been resting in extreme fear for a bit. So we could go for a recovery, I think. March, maybe April month. March, April might have like a recovery, like kind of like what it did last year. If we look at Bitcoin last year, March, April was a strong recovery for Bitcoin last year. And we are getting we're getting some positive news, like really positive news. Like, that's crazy. Like, market has been manipulated. This is insane. I think a lot of us knew this, right? This isn't new. Like, this Jane Street 10 a.m. dump thing isn't new. And now it's just been confirmed, right? And how many people have been liquidated up to this point, right? And where's the market? They just confirmed we just got confirmed that market has been going through insider trading, mass manipulation for the last months. And where is price? At extreme fear. I mean, I'm always someone who likes to do reverse engineering of things. I'm like, I'm thinking opposite. I'm reverse engineering, like, the way I'm thinking of things. Smash the like button. You guys ain't talking in the chat today. I don't know who wants to talk today, eh? Everyone quiet today, eh? All right. Everyone's upset today, eh? Hurting today. Gold. We'll go over some gold analysis before I get off. No one's asking what's gold doing. Damn, all right. It's first. That's a first. That's a first. Yeah, we just got confirmed of this. That's crazy. Are we surprised? I mean, man, they're trying to shake out. Like I said, this phase isn't random. There's going to be shakeouts. If you survive this phase, the next phase, who knows how that could go. Like, last phase took us to 125K on Bitcoin. Ethereum didn't break 5,000. I think a lot of us, even myself, had big expectations for ETH. ETH did perform. We are low. A lot of these coins, like Ondo, look at Ondo. Ondo's super low. A lot of coins are low. So it's like, from here, they could propel more. You know, like, if we think about it, we were all looking for, like, coins to 5, 10x months ago, right? It's like, what were the, like, you know, 5, 10, like, let's say a coin like this, we were thinking this could go to, you know, 5, 10x. It would have taken, 5x would have taken $4. Now 5x takes, you know, back to the highs, right? So, like, if you fish around, and we think about the expectations and things we had, like, we had good plays, things we thought were going to go up, Ondo, stuff, like, just picking a coin right now. If, let's say Chainlink or any coin, I could choose any coin, really, like, you know, and, you know, we were thinking from previous prices, like, oh, I'm going to get 5x on this coin, or let's say H-bar or something, like, from 20 cents, you know, I'm looking for that 5x, 3x, 10x. Well, now with these prices, that multiple becomes way more, like, achievable, right? With a lot of these prices where these cryptos are at, right? Like Avalanche, let's say you were looking for a 5x on Avalanche at whatever prices it was at months ago, right? $20, $30. Would have taken a much bigger move for you to get that. So things are, you know, 5x is here now on Avalanche, whereas, like, if you were buying at $20, $30 when things were really hype, 5x would have taken. So, like, there could be gains when that phase 5x would have taken all the way up here to get 5, you know. So if you're looking for those 3, 4, 5x's, those 5 to 10x's, consider where the charts are right now. Like, they're in places where it's more applicable, like Uniswap, $4. Uniswap moved today. A lot of these major alts, major caps are low. How much lower can they go? Uniswap, 22% since yesterday. 22% is a big move. Like, imagine if gold moved 20% in a day. So the market could be, like, still very new, very early. Like, the way it moves, how fast it is. Uniswap, very low. A lot of coins, KSM. Every coin I'm holding super low, pretty much. Like Bitcoin's. And see kind of where price is at. We're still above 5,100 on gold. Where we at? We're still above 5,100. I want to see where we are Friday morning. I'm actually really interested in seeing where gold is Friday morning. Kind of like forward thinking, but we're still above 5,100. We might try to come back and retest 5,100 on gold. We've been pretty much just holding above this $5,100 level on gold for the week. It looks like we're starting to consolidate, maybe chop around above it. Maybe there's a reversal pattern forming, but it's now Wednesday. We're going into the Thursday market, right? It's Wednesday night here where I'm at, but for market, it's going into Thursday. And yeah, so far for the week, like we broke up early on, we broke above 5,100. We made a strong push above 5,200. 5,200's been keeping a nice resistance on gold. So I think like maybe we could probably, like we're Wednesday night, between now and probably Friday morning, we might see 5,100 again or close to it. We are stalling above it. That is a key level on price when you mark 5,100 on the chart here. Coordinated up, $5,100 level. That is a whole number, key level, because you could see to the left, like in January here, January was that January 25th, you could see some resistance there to the left, right at $5,100. So it has been a breakout level in the past. I mean, the past, not that long ago. It has been a breakout level there. It has also been a retest level. It has been a breakout level underneath too. You can see we've broken out. There's been breakouts. There's been resistance. There's been a good amount of resistance around there, if you see, with 5,100, right? And then again, another breakout. So that's been a key level with price. We can see breakouts, multiple taps around it, price trying to come close to it. I mean, there's still time in the week with, you know, we're Wednesday night here. Where's price, you know, this is where I think of like timing and price. Like, okay, like I don't got to worry about so much about the market. It's like Friday morning. It's like, where could this be Friday morning? Maybe it's testing 5,100. New York session, for example. Maybe I'm looking for 5,100. I could try to see if New York session, it's around that price. A session, right? Even London session, but New York session. There's been some buys this week in New York session so far for gold. So yeah, like, I don't know, right now, when you look at price, we're just kind of like stalling above 5,100 here. Key level, we can see some resistance there. There's potential we come to retest. I think by Friday morning or even going into Friday morning, it could potentially retest 5,100. Maybe even try to come close to it. It's been holding that. Maybe it holds for the rest of the week, going into next week. There was like, I did analysis last night. I forget if it was Inner Circle or on public stream, but bro, like this break and retest right there. If you go look at when I was streaming yesterday, I was saying the 4-hour could reject this area, and it did. And that's where I was taking buys at 51.75. Bro, like if you guys go look at the analysis I even did last night, like when gold was like here, wherever I was streaming, like this 4 hours, I was talking about this area right here on the 4-hour, and I was like, man, it could flip on that 4-hour, and it did. It did. But yeah, New York session, we're above 5,100. Can we maintain that? Stay there for a week? We might try to go back and test 5,100, like the low around here. Might try to do that. Not seeing really a setup for right now. Right now, gold is just holding 5150. There was just like a reaction off of that not long ago. Like I said, like it could try to retest 5100 or maybe like come closer to the 4-hour low, which is here, this low for a retest, which is near 5100. There was just a solid reaction off of 5150 there. Might try to go down and test lower levels from the looks of it. Not really a setup right now, but still we're above 5100. One of the key things that I mentioned kind of coming into this week, if you were following, first thing we talked about was being above 5100. So we're still above that. Maybe I know we've already made some moves off of it, but I think the market will try to come back for like a retest potentially. All right. New York session. If you actually look at New York session, guys, so this is gold again. Gold is the type of pair that can move in Tokyo session. It can move in London session. It can move in New York session. It doesn't just move in one session. It can have active movement around all sessions. It can form different setups, different reactions at different prices or different zones. You could see a clear zone in London session, a clear price, a clear entry, a clear setup in London session. It could work or it could not work. And there could be an entirely different zone or setup or price to spot in New York session. That's the way gold moves. It's not limited to movements. It can have different reactions at different times. All right. I mean, like if you're looking at the bullish moves, I've caught some bullish moves this week. Today, I caught one that was kind of a crazy trade. It was an interesting trade. Not the craziest trade I've ever taken. It came back quick. Like it went against me and came back very quick. So thankfully it came back quick. There's been pretty much buys in New York session and then some sells afterwards. Early New York. So if you look at New York session coming into it with gold this week so far, pretty much like early New York session, there's been a major move in gold. Monday, like if you saw gold in New York session Monday, you already know this thing went up like crazy. Same with yesterday, Tuesday. And then even like today, like it wasn't as big of a movement, but price still did push up over 5,200 kind of coming into New York session. So you could see like if it's like bias, if it's forming a bias, because like coming into a session, the market's either going to move bullish or bearish. There's going to be a setup, maybe move to catch. So if it's like forming a bias, like patterns like this form a lot on gold where sessions can be repetitively moving one way. I catch on to that at times. So like today I went into New York, like I'm bullish. Like I'm looking to see if New York is bullish, right? Notice the last 3 days it has been. So it's like a timely thing. Like you don't even have to look for trades. You could wait until New York session, or you could look for trades before New York session and just keep in mind that New York could present maybe a bullish move, right? Some point in the session, holding on to that. So I went into gold this morning for buys. I took buys. I got in 5 minutes early. And like, I'm not going to let 5 minutes always like, you know, get in the way of maybe my bias, because it's like 5 minutes can obviously ruin things, but I ended up holding the trade for over like an hour, right? So it's like that 5 minutes of me getting in the trade, it was early, right? Like I ended up holding the trade for like over an hour. I got in the trade. I was buying gold at 51.75 this morning, and it was a bit early. If about 5 minutes later, it would have been crazy, right? I mean, I go into the session like I'm buying. Let's see if it holds bullish this session. Like if I have a bias, like I'm bullish, and could have even bought at the same price again right there. Like I'll go into a session like, okay, let's see if majority of this session is bullish. Let's see if we have a bullish session. And I mean, for the majority, like half of New York session, gold was just pushing up, pushing up. If you saw it this morning, it was going up for a couple of hours. Went up for like 3 hours straight. Yesterday, what did it do? It went up for, again, like 3 hours straight. The day before, what did it do? It went up for 6 hours, 7 hours straight. But here, 3 hours right there. So like literally the last 3 days, you could see like gold pushed up 3 hours straight. You could say 3 hours straight, 4 hours, maybe it stretched some a bit longer, but average move, if I even say 2 hours, I could average all of them down to 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours for pretty much all of them, right? You can see New York has presented bullish. So like if you're looking for buys, maybe wait. Like I don't see sells right now. Sells would have been like up here after this candle. I wasn't even, was I on the chart then? I think I was. I caught like, was looking for a break and retest like right here. Or where was that, 5,200? There was like a scalping trade, smaller time frame break and retest right there. But yeah, like New York, if you're looking for like that bigger move, like if you look at New York session, there's the last like 4 New York sessions have been bullish. Have finished strong for the day, for the session. I mean, keep that in mind maybe going into tomorrow, but I'm going to wrap this session up, guys. That's it for me. I'll see everybody on the next stream. I'll be live in the inner circle. So if you're in the inner circle, I'll be live in the inner circle in the next like 2 hours. I'm going to go live soon in the inner circle, maybe see where we're at Tokyo. Probably not going to trade tonight. Probably going to wait for London or New York. So there probably won't be any signals in Tokyo session. Probably just going to wait for London session or New York session. But going to go over some training later tonight. Talk about some things, some experience. So if you're inside the inner circle, I'll be back in like the next 2 hours. All right. So again, I'll drop the link shortly. I'll drop the link in the next hour. But I'll be live in the next 2 hours. So I might go live in like 90 minutes or 2 hours from now. I'll drop the link soon inside here. And yeah, I'll be back on in a little bit. So yeah, 5,100. Like I said, we're above 5,100. I think we might try to come down and retest that. Maybe even Friday morning, honestly, 5,100. It has been a key level. We might come try down. We might come to try to retest that, revisit that level. All right. So I'm out. I'm going to wrap it up. I'll be live in the inner circle shortly. If you're inside, I'll see you there. I'll see everybody on the next stream, though. Peace, peace, peace.